KLCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Nice looking Thursday morning. I heard we were going to get some rain after 10 o'clock. Well, it's after 10 o'clock right now. You know, if you know how to drive a car, it does not mean you know something about automobile mechanics.
No.
Right? And if you do a radio show like we do, it does not mean we know anything about radio. We don't really know much about radio. We let people believe we do, but we don't. We don't know anything. We just turn on the microphone and talk. So I know how to start a car. I can drive it. I know how to push this button so that my microphone works. I can turn myself off. See? Couldn't hear me. The guys in the studio know a lot more about radio than I ever will. Jim Penna is in the studio. You've heard Jim on the air a lot. He calls in quite frequently. He also happens to be a licensed radio operator. He's been doing that since 1969, way longer than I've been doing this. He's the secretary of the Silver Springs Radio Club, and he's the participant in the annual Amateur Radio Relay League Field Day, which is coming up. We're going to tell you about that. Also in the studio is Ron Viola. He's an emergency coordinator for Amateur Radio Emergency Services for Marion County, and we've heard so much about the great work that those guys do, especially in times of emergency. The ones I remember specifically were the hurricanes. And Brandon Watson is in the studio, also Jim's nephew, and he identified himself as with the Boy Scouts. So good morning, gentlemen. How are you all?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you. So tell me about the event on that's coming up. We'll go back and forth a little bit between that, but let's start with that.
Amateur Radio Field Day happens every year. It's an exercise sponsored by the American Radio Relay League, and it's about emergency communications under emergency conditions. And we all get together at various remote locations and put up antennas and run emergency generators and battery power and try to make as many contacts as possible over a 24-hour period and pass the field day message that the American Radio Relay League specifies. And that proves that we can, under emergency conditions, make contacts over great distances and pass messages.
Wow! And if all this internet stuff ever went down, you guys could still be doing your thing,
correct.
Right? Yeah, you don't rely on any of that internet or cell phone stuff, right?
Yeah,
right.
It's
Exactly.
completely unrelated. So do you have to pass that test in order to be certified for something?
Yes. There's a series of tests. Do we still have the novice class anymore? I know there's
No, novice.
it's
There's
the
a
technician
technician
class,
class.
the general class, or the extra class.
Okay.
And it's three different tests. One, the technician class being easier than the general being, and the extra class being a bit more difficult.
And the good thing is that they stopped the Morse code. People were afraid to get into the Morse code because it was kind of difficult to do.
Right.
But recently they stopped that, so it's a lot easier to take the test. There's a bunch of us there that do administer the test for the FCC, including
really?
myself. And we do give out free lessons. Anybody interested in doing that, and basically that's what we do, and we do it for the good of Marion County to protect our families and Marion County at a time of a disaster.
Is it called ham radio? Am I using the right term?
Yes.
Ham radio,
Ham radio.
amateur radio,
Is it something you do on a daily basis? Are you on the radio every day?
every day.
Really?
Just about, when working. You're not working, of course. Or,
So is that a hobby or?
well, it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both. We're hooked up with the Sheriff's Department here in Marion County.
Okay.
And that's a different division there that we support. Aries supports the Sheriff's Department and the radio crew there that they have, and the hospital crew. We have hospitals. All the hospitals here in Marion County are set up with radio emergency centers. That
Really?
we have drills every first Wednesday of the month. And we have the emergency crew that goes in there. We test the capabilities in case of an emergency, if, God forbid, maybe a spill, chemical spill or something. We communicate with each hospital and make sure that those radios are working and
That's
functioning.
amazing.
Right?
I had no idea. And so is it always a relay thing that you're doing in the evenings, or is it sometimes just kind of like social time with other radio operators?
Well, yeah, but like last night I was talking to Russia, Germany, Italy. That's what I do in the evening.
Do they speak English, or do you have to speak their language?
Oh, they speak very, very good English.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, yes.
How do you know that they are where they say they are? How do you know it's not some
I
guy
know
down the road?
by their call sign. We put it in,
okay.
and we have
Okay.
a program that we put their call sign in, and their name and address actually comes up.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. And so you've eliminated the Morse code part of that. Is Morse code still used at all?
Yes.
We still use it.
Oh, you do. So you guys, I'm guessing, you know Morse code, but you...
Yes.
Yeah, but I haven't been on Morse code in a number of years, and my code speed is really low.
Same here. You got to really do it, but there are ways to do it that it could do it automatically.
Brandon, do you do the ham radio thing?
He's been on CB radio a little bit.
I used to go in my dad's Jeep and used to talk to truck drivers.
Oh, on the CB?
I would say 10-4 to them, and they would tell me back what they are hauling or loading.
Oh, okay. Now, it's two completely different radio signals, right? Ham radio
Yeah.
goes all around the world, and CB is basically a couple of miles, right?
You have to be licensed for amateur radio.
Yeah, okay. You guys have some phone calls. You want to take calls?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
I know it's not Jim Penna. I know it's not Jim calling you.
Yes, he's here.
He's in Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, thank you. Very interesting. These ham guys, I would imagine that you're very concerned in the weather worldwide because of sending and receiving. Do you locally here watch the Weather Channel to find out what the weather is going to be like wherever you might want to be sending to? Does that have a big factor there?
Yes, we actually have what we have called a Skywarn, and that we are registered with the National Weather Bureau in Jacksonville, and they do have our numbers and vice versa, and we do let them know every Wednesday at 7:30 on the radio. We have a Skywarn net, and we get together and we report weather all over the county. And if there's anything, just like that tornado that came through about 3 weeks ago, we had reported that also. That thing kind of popped up. We knew it was going to have bad weather, but it came right up 200, and there's quite a bit of damage in Oak Run area there and Palm Cay. So, we do that, and you could give us a call, and I'll be able to give you that information where you can actually, you don't need a license to do that. They're always looking for Skywarn people that would report weather no matter where you're at by using the phone or the internet, depending if we do have that at the time of a hurricane or whatever.
On the weather radio.
You guys must be pretty important during hurricane threats and that be able to get in communication with the people that should be communicated with.
Well, we try. Again, we keep in touch with Alachua County and all the counties that are around in case Aries does a big role in the weather, and Skywarn. We're always in control with Tallahassee. We have people all over the state actually that keep up with us. The report.
I worked the shelters during the 2004 hurricanes. I think I was at the Lake Weir High School.
So when you were doing that back in 2004?
2004.
I know, but when you were the other news agencies from around the country, because obviously we were a focal point at that time, were they tuned into you and getting information from you so they could do their reports?
They were probably downtown at the Red Cross.
Okay, but I mean, like if in Tucson, Arizona, they wanted to talk about this hurricane that's hitting Florida, would they have got their information from a ham radio operator? Or?
No, they would have gotten it from either the National Weather Service or the Red Cross.
Right.
Are you guys responsible for the emergency alert system also?
No, that's over our pay grade.
Okay.
Right.
Do they break in on you like they break in on us?
No.
No. All right, we'll take a little break and we'll be right back. Fascinating stuff. I want to make sure we understand what is happening on the 27th and 28th, whether we're invited, and if we are, what can we do when we get there. So let's take a little break and we'll be right back after this.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, clouds and some intervals of sunshine with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around into the evening hours. Today's high 86 to 90, and partly cloudy later tonight, low 70 to 74. Tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun, high 88 at the coast, 93 inland. Saturday, partly sunny. There may be a thunderstorm, especially in the afternoon, the high 88 at the coast, 94 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9 a.m., Bern Paraiso will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hill Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We'll discuss screening, techniques, and more. So tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m.
If you're a man who deworms with Synanthic, your boots probably look as good as this sounds. But if you're a man who doesn't use Synanthic, then your boots undoubtedly look as terrible as this. Because only Synanthic delivers the ultimate in parasite protection with low volume and less waste. So dewormer goes only where it's supposed to, and not in your boots. Synanthic is also fast, which means less handling time, less stress on your cattle, and less mess for you. So you can deworm more efficiently with less dewormer. And with peak blood absorption in only 20 hours, Synanthic blows away the competition and keeps working longer than the leading brand. Be a Synanthic man and get more deworming done with less dewormer. Visit your local animal health supplier and pick up Synanthic today.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
All right, 17 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Looks like we're getting some weather. I guess it's just kind of skirting us a little bit. Speaking of weather, there's an event coming up, especially if you like ham radio, amateur radio. The annual Amateur Relay League Field Day is Saturday, June 27th, and Sunday, June 28th. We're going to ask Jim Penna, Ron Viola, and Jim's nephew is also in the studio, Brandon Watson, to just talk a little bit more about that, specifically about the event. And then Brandon has some information about Boy Scout Troop 331. I see it's on your shirt. Thank you for the visual aid right there.
You're welcome.
Do you know what I was going to say? That if I were doing the news, and I do the news, so I should get a ham radio, because it makes sense to actually tune in to you guys. Like, I'm here, so I know what's going on here. But if I really wanted to know the weather somewhere else, I know I can go to the Weather Channel. But if this whole internet thing ever crashed, I'd be out of luck. So that would be one way to do it if I had to.
Yeah.
The National Weather Service has a frequency 162.5 on VHF. It's 162.5, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the one we use in radio?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the one that pops on automatically if the emergency alert system decides to take over.
Right.
Yeah. So tell me about the event. Are we invited, the public?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
We're going to be out at Perry Field, which is on 161 Oak Circle in Silver Spring Shores. We're out there in the middle of a field. We'll have various antennas and tents and such, and a collapsible table set up, and there's a trailer out there from when it was a Mars station that's going to have refreshments and.
Oh, no, that'll get people there. Just tell them it's a Mars station.
Yeah. The best way to get a hold of it, to get the information and the direction, is to go onto the internet and put in k4gso.us. That's k4gso.us. It'll bring it up, and then click on that event, and it'll give you the directions right to where we're at.
Okay. Repeat that again. Let me write that down.
That's k4gso.us.
K4.
K4GSO.
Gulf Sierra Ocean.
All right, .us,
.us.
and that'll bring up our website for the Silver Springs Radio Club.
So who do you hope to see there? Do you hope for people who want to get involved with amateur radio?
Well, we invite the governor. Governor Scott's invited, and a couple of diplomats here, people here, commissioners are all invited. They all receive letters. Every once in a while, they'll show up to see what we're doing. The Mars station, like Jim was just saying, was originally given to us. That field out there, it's the old watering field out there in Silver Spring Shores. That we set up, and that was strictly for the GIs overseas at that time. That we used to communicate, and we used to plug in to their home here and just talk to their loved ones. So we would patch in the phone calls.
So have you done that with the military? Or people who have
the military, yes. Yeah, we don't do that much anymore. We've kind of got up because of the computers and the telephones and everything else. But that is still working, the Mars station out there.
What does Mars stand for? There must be an acronym for something.
Military amateur radio.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so Brandon, let's hear about what you guys are doing. You tell me about your Boy Scout troop.
There's a lot of Boy Scouts in my troop. There's Sean, everybody in my troop. Like Miss Gretchen, she's our leader, and Miss Sue, she's our top leader, master. She helps us out. We like my Uncle Jimmy. He donated stuff to our Boy Scout troops, like sandwiches, and they were saying help us out.
Oh, really?
I would like to see a lot of different troops to come to that field.
He brought us some Spam, by the way.
I would like to see every single other troop this year to come down in the field and join that ham radio this year.
And are you going to get into it more than you are? Are you going to?
Yeah, I like ham radio now ever since my Uncle Jimmy got me into it.
Do you get to know the people on the other side? I mean, do you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we talk to them, especially if it's frequently. They know us, we know them. When we put their call sign in, it pops up, and you could tell if you've spoken to them before. And the more you talk to them, the more friendly you get to them. Let me say that the areas, we're looking for volunteers, and if anybody's interested, they could contact me, Ron Viola, at ks4sw@aol.com. That's Kilo Sierra 4 Sierra Whiskey at AOL.com, or you can call me at 352-239-5851. That's 352-239-5851, and I'll be able to direct you into how to get your license and basically what we do and how we do it. And if anybody interested, please give me a call. Don't hesitate. We'd be glad to help.
Well, you have a call right now. Let's take that call. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Hi, this is Hugh calling again. I have another quick question. I'm really enjoying this program. Where does the word ham originate from, and what does it mean?
Well, the origin was actually not too flattering. It went back to the days when it was strictly radio telegraphy, and the professional radio telegraphers derisively referred to us amateurs as hams.
Oh, wow, that's it?
Yeah.
You could have almost guessed that story.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, now we're the hams on this kind of radio, and we have no idea what we're doing, so...
Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh. What does the call letters mean on your card? What does it mean? KS4?
Well, that's what we're assigned by the federal government. The FCC issues that every time you pass your test, and you get your call sign, and that's what you stay. You can stay with that for the life of your license, or you could change it.
That's your personal?
That's my personal. Yeah, that's how they know me. So I'm branded by that.
He's the only one in the country with that call.
KS4SW.
He's not the only one that helps me out with my troop. There's another part of my family that helps. Like, you ever heard of firefighters? My uncle, he works for E1.
Okay. Oh, great.
And he helps out too. Like, if we need anything, my uncle will come and help us too.
Oh, that's awesome.
We support my Uncle Jimmy and my mom's brother Bud. he does a lot of stuff for us.
Oh, nice.
We do a lot for the Boy Scouts. As a matter of fact, the Jamboree's coming up, the big thing up in the forest. They have all the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts. Last year we set up all our radios and antennas. There was like 5 or 6 of us that set up, and we had all the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts using our radios. We would contact people all over the world, and they would talk to them on the radio and try to earn their merit badges that way.
That makes me happy.
And that's in October. I can't remember the date. Somewhere in the middle of October that starts. It's just for a 2-day. Actually, a 3-day weekend is what it is.
Have you ever had an unexplained broadcast? Something you just like, what the heck was that? And something that was weird or unusual? Or?
No, not that I can recall. No.
Just only on TV shows they have that kind of stuff, right?
I guess so.
People have it on their ham radios.
Now this event is going to be a continuous 24-hour
Yes.
event, so
Yes.
anybody can come and talk to you guys within that 24-hour period.
That's correct.
So what do you need? Do you need us to help you with anything? You want some water, some food?
Food, anything like that?
How big? How tall are the antennas?
They're out there. We have the county and the energy company had put these poles up, so we have long antennas. They're pretty high.
Let's say they're
50,
tall.
60, 80, 100 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That gives me an idea.
Yeah. So
okay.
we're pretty much set up.
The
And we're bringing our own equipment also.
It's amazing that a 100-foot antenna can go all around the world.
Well, mine's only 60 feet. I was just showing Jim, and last night I spoke to Russia, and we just put it up.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
a 60-foot antenna. Speaking to Russia,
Absolutely.
and it's clear. Is it clearer now than it was when you first started, Jim?
Well, it all depends on the weather. I mean, sometimes you have last night was a little noisy, but we could pick them out and talk to them just like we're talking. Well, not as clear as we're talking now, but it's it's legible. Legible.
Well, how much is one of these radios?
Well, you can buy them as the 2-meter rigs, which we use locally here. You can pick them up as...
That's one right there? Yeah. That's a ham radio?
Yep.
Yeah, we can pick
You
them
can
up,
pick 'em up,
inexpensive, $30-something on the internet.
At the truck stop
Really?
where they carry CBs
Right.
for semis, like the antennas for the truck, like regular vehicles. Like
Right.
he's got an antenna on his car right now.
Right. So that little thing you're holding, that's a ham radio.
Yep.
CB.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a CB.
No, that's a 2-meter radio.
Walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could call where? Speak to whom?
Well, I'll key the repeater and see if anybody answers.
Key the repeater. Oh, this is cool. We got to go talk to somebody.
WB2LJT testing.
Wow. Let's see what he gets. Have to fill in the blanks here while we're looking for somebody to come in.
Yeah, nobody answered.
Nobody's answering. No.
It was on there.
So when somebody comes to your event that's a novice and they think they want to get into this, will you go over with them step by step as to what they need to do?
We will help them through.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, let's make sure the last few seconds we have that we give the information out so people can become part of this. It's very exciting stuff. It's interesting to me. One of these days I'll get off of this radio, get onto this.
Well, see that little radio there, is that D-Star?
No, I don't have D-Star.
We have what we
on
call
this.
D-Star. So we have analog and D-Star. D-Star, like I have in my car, I can talk to London like we're talking right now. Just
Wow.
a click of a, yeah, absolutely.
My dad's got the same walkie-talkie like he does,
Right.
but a
But
different
that's
one.
a CB. Yeah, he has CB.
My dad's got like a little hunt walkie-talkie.
Right.
We'll get different channels. We'll change it to 1 or 2.
Oh, great. Brandon Watson, thank you for coming in. Good luck with everything you're doing. Jim Penna, as always, thank you for all you contribute to us. Ron Viola, thank you for coming in. And one of you give out a phone number and just repeat the vital information, please.
K4GSO.us. That's our website. It has all the information about the Silver Springs Radio Club and the upcoming Amateur Radio Field Day
And
all of the
event.
other activities we'll be doing.
Okay. And Robin wrote that down. I'm sure she'll put it on Facebook and make sure that we get it out that way. Thank you for what you're doing. Obviously, you're making this world a better place. And
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us here.
you're welcome. And thank
you so much.
Call us if you need any of that information repeated. Just remember, Saturday, June 27th and Sunday, June 28th, out in Silver Spring Shores at, what's it called, Perryfield, Jim?
Perryfield.
Perryfield. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu.
We need to